In December, I reached 100,000 subscribers. A culmination of the past 10 years of my life, it was a moment that meant everything. See, I first decided to focus on YouTube 2 years ago in Montana. That was the month that began all of this. And what followed for the next 730 days was a collective effort to shift to focusing on telling meaningful stories and bringing those who want to change the world
There's a
together.
group of younger creators that refer themselves as the YouTube New Wave.
And after returning back to college, I quickly realized that bringing people together was what I wanted to focus on. I was never the greatest business person. I know I have a ceiling to my filmmaking capability, but community, spreading love, physical experiences, I think that's it. As I returned back on campus after winter break, it became clear that my life was beginning to get split up into 3 separate directions. One to run Creator Camp and our next event, another to run Camping Club I had started here, and these videos. Oh yeah, and of course I still had to pass my classes, but the second semester was off to a great start. If you remember the girl from the last vlog, well, things worked out. And as the weather turned cold, I came to find a pretty good rhythm to my life. Yes, still a bit chaotic, but manageable chaos, I suppose. So, pretty big news, but I got a manager, which is pretty exciting. It's been kind of crazy to see this dream of becoming a full-time creator slowly start to work out. Next week is spring break, and so I'm going on a trip with Camping Club to the Smoky Mountains. And then in a few more weeks, we have our first meeting for a club I created called Yumish Creators. And so, yeah, things are honestly really good. I said this before in my last video, but I feel like I came into school with the one intention of bringing people together. And so I'm hoping that this semester I'm able to do that as well. And these are a few of the events that hopefully will be able to do that and have people find their communities. Last summer, my best online friends and I decided to host an event for artists. We called it Creator Camp. And after that first event, we knew we had something special, building a community and field that hadn't been seen before. And so, we instantly decided to start working on the second one. This time, the idea was to bring 70 of the next generation of artists together in the largest log cabin in North America. All this sounds great, but it also meant the event was going to cost some real money. I mean, here we were, a group of 20-somethings trying to figure out how to get in the door and just make a name for ourselves.
Because it allows us to better communicate, here's the full suite of what we're working on, just so you know, here's how you can consider about integration. It allows us to be in the finding stage of them being able to plan for all these standard opportunities.
I feel like now is the point where we have such a strong vision on what we want Creator Camp to become. Just this incredible collaborative community of people that are going to go on to create things that influence culture for the next 10 years. And I think for this camp, we want to really focus on bringing together people that aren't just YouTube content creators, but bringing together composers, bringing together poets, authors, filmmakers, photographers, people that are just across all these different mediums of creativity and art. Our first event was thrown together. We didn't really know what we were doing, but this time we wanted to think even bigger, and so the pressure was on. It wasn't going to be easy, and looking back, I think we're a bit naive, but it's that same level of naive optimism that was only able to push us even further. Together, we'd spend the next 8 months in Discord calls, Zoom calls, email chains, doing whatever we could to make this work. We grew as people during those 8 months, made some difficult mistakes, sharing the wins and losses alike. But ultimately, we learned more than ever before. And before we knew it...
Jesus. 5 weeks now?
Are we 5
6?
weeks out?
6?
It doesn't feel real.
Nah.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think this one especially, planned it so hard.
Yeah.
That was 6 months of planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This video is sponsored by AG1. As a college student, business owner, and creative, I'll admit, health is definitely something I've overlooked this year. My friend Max knows it best, but it's been a process, and AG1 has helped me immensely in making sure I'm getting the right nutrients my body needs. AG1 is a comprehensive daily nutrition that includes 75 high-quality ingredients, including vitamins, minerals, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. I used to struggle a lot with brain fog, and so for me, AG1 has been super helpful in improving my mental clarity while spending hours inside editing videos or going to shoot content. And as a result, I've seen my productivity improve a ton. And so, if you're interested, head over to athleticgreens.com/wholesomesimon to get a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free travel packets with your first purchase. Thank you again to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Okay, I think this is one of the funniest things ever, but because of Creator Camp, I'm gonna be missing a few weeks up to a month of school, and so I had Chris write a letter for my professors. Hopefully they accept it, and hopefully they understand, but yeah, it, it just looks a little jank. Look at that beautiful signature. Christopher R. Duncan, CEO. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hell Week. Essentially, exactly a week from now today, I'm flying out to Salt Lake to begin preparations for Creator Camp, which is in exactly 2 weeks. Just like really crazy, but there are a lot of things I have to get done first, and I feel like I'm so close to like pushing myself a little too far right now, but gonna try my best to just knock things down. Alright, so it's currently day 2 of Hell Week. Finished the Sony video this morning. I still have to export it and do a few other things, but it's pretty much done. But right now, I'm studying for my 2 vocab tests for Korean, so got that. I'm trying to get started packing. Classic Simon packing the day of a trip. But I'm really excited to see the guys. Yesterday was probably the most intense day. Honestly, I'm proud of myself. I did a lot this week, and I didn't know if it'd be possible at the beginning of the week, but yes, sir! Oh no! My boy's in shorts, bro. I think I often forget that the reason why we started Creator Camp in the first place was just because we wanted to spend more time together. There was so much work that needed to be done before the event, but honestly, just being able to be together in the same space made the 8 months of work worth it. What is this,
Oh, we gave a following code, YouTubers.
Oh, creative juice!
Oh my god.
Shout out Tropic Field, the best bags in the game.
Alright. Go whenever, I guess.
Alright, yesterday we picked up Chris. What else did we do? It was a long day. We picked up Chris. Bro, I didn't think we were gonna go to Salt Lake yesterday.
How? We had to pick him up.
I guess what we're doing today.
Oh yeah, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Today,
These things are gonna disappear, bro.
yeah, all of this.
Well, where are they
will be
gonna
packed.
go? Where are they gonna go? Put it right back
Don't
there.
worry about it. We're gonna write like 100 handwritten letters too. Yeah, so here's a bag.
Crazy.
This 4 days.
What are your biggest fears right now, Ryan?
I wrote this down. My biggest fear is that I can't give like the energy that I want to give at camp, and then people are gonna feel it, and then they're gonna like feel weird and awkward, and then everything is gonna feel weird and awkward
Because you're like more stressed.
yeah. Especially because this time we can't like be present with like especially like people who are coming early. Like we just have to come in and disappear. So my fear is that the energy is gonna be off.
Well, I think one thing is like fear of like picking up the vans and then getting up here and like something going wrong, like in terms of the vans not being able to make it up the hill or something like that.
Yeah, we've been working really
We've been
hard.
working good, yeah.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, we worked so hard. We have some like good intentions only. Like something is on our side, so like it just can't go wrong.
The energy's starting to go
good.
up.
It's going up.
I think it's like the logistics. It feels like, you know those dreams when someone's chasing you but you can't run or your legs won't move. It's like that fear of seeing that we have to do the Shopify talk and knowing all the logistics to set it up, but like us just being like frozen. Not that we'll actually be frozen, but like how do we actualize that?
Medium! Sometimes, Chris! Sometimes! Okay! Get it on! 20 minutes! Oh, my finger's stuck!
Like, there's a talk happening. What do we do in the moment when it's like 8:45 and we have to set things up or move it around? In reality, it'll be fine, but the idea of setting up the talk and the pressure is so much higher with these brands, and wanting it to go well.
The week before the event, there was a lot of anxiety in there. How are people going to react? What was energy going to be like? I think the best way to describe it is like when you're throwing a party or event in college. You invite everyone you know, you spend time setting up, and then like 3 people come in at first. You stand around, it's a little awkward, and then start overthinking everything. But I've come to realize that whether it was a camping club event, a UMich creators meeting, even creator camp, as soon as everyone walks through the door, you know it's going to be okay.
So what are you guys excited for?
Just see everyone, the energy,
The
like it's
hugs,
magical.
The hugs.
It's
Everyone's
magical.
coming in.
Let's go! Let me out. Thoughts, feelings?
I'm excited. I want to barge in here. Ryan, we'll get it in a minute.
What's up, brother? Let's fuck this shit.
What's up, man? And that this weekend is about connection, learning, finding new friends, and making good impact in the world. And to that, welcome to Creator Camp.
One of the days before camp, we somehow ended up at Logic's old studio, and we met the owner, a producer named Kenny, and he said something that'll stick with me forever. Kenny told us that it's not actually always good to be around like-minded people, but it's actually more important to find those who are like-hearted. And I think that summarizes the entire event so well. Yes, parts of the weekend didn't go the smoothest. We got 2 hours of sleep every night, the eggs got cold, the porch wasn't shoveled, and our U-Hauls got stuck the first day. But every time, each person there lent a hand and picked us back up. And I'm learning that that's what true community is. It's not just starting a club or bringing people together, it's something much deeper than that that's communicated between the lines. And I'm just so grateful to have experienced it in those few days in Utah.
Oh my god, this is crazy, dude. Oh, this is what this podcast is.
Yep. One day it won't be what this is.
Yeah.
And so to hold it so dearly. I mean, like I said over there, like my grandchildren hear about this.
Hot, dude.
And it's like, it's something that's like, it's life changing. And I've like cried so much today because I'm just so grateful.
I love you.
I love you, man. Come here.
Dude.
To start out with a $1,000 donation to build on where this new school will.
Two days after I got back from Utah, I went on a trip to Canada with the UMich Creators Club. It was only 4 of us, and so there was a lot of time to reflect and relax. And between those days, I found myself overwhelmed with a heart full of gratitude for this entire past school year. And I want to use this as an opportunity to say thank you. Special thank you to Stuart and Elaine from IMI for making Creator Camp happen and being the first people who really fully believed in us and the YouTube New Wave and didn't just say that, but backed it up. And most importantly, a thank you to all the creatives out there putting heart into what they create. It's because of you, well, I find more hope in the world that we live in. A thank you to all the mentors that helped keep us going. Thank you to Elliot Bisno and the Summit family. And thank you to Jim and Morgan from Build On for helping us start a new fundraiser for another school. Thank you to Gil, my manager, and a thank you to my professors for understanding that letter from Chris and letting me dip class for a month. My sophomore year of college just came to a close, and once again, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. But I'm starting to realize that that feeling of uncertainty might never change. I guess as long as I stay close to like-hearted people and keep throwing love into these communities, well, I have a sneaking suspicion that everything's gonna work out. Much love, thank you so much for watching, and I have a good feeling that the true story begins here. I'll see you soon.
I'll just say is cheers to the camping club.
Why am I scared?
Oh!
Why?
Oh!